best friend's girlfriend having sex with another man. We did it in front of a mirror. What have traffic lights taught us about wiping ourselves after taking a shit? That seeing red means stop. Some people would say that it's the hair and makeup that makes a guy gay. Other people would say that it's talking with a lisp and making a high amount of S sounds. And yet other people would say that it's the knowing songs of Broadway and the wearing of mother's lingerie that makes a guy gay. These are all just signs of being a musical theater major, though. So what makes a guy gay, then? Any guy that would let me fuck them in the ass. I got some advice for the I've fallen and I can't get up lady. Maybe if you took care of yourself and exercised growing up, you wouldn't be a worthless piece of shit who couldn't do anything. A couple of nights ago, I was in my house, and one of my friends came running in the front door, and he's like, "Dude, I accidentally just hit your girlfriend with my car. Go out and help her while I dial 911. And I was all ready to go out and help her, but my frozen pizza had just finished in the oven, and I was hungry. Last night, I encountered Jesus Christ in a dream, and he sexually assaulted me. Last weekend, I lost a really good friend of mine. I was staying at his house for the weekend, and he told me to make myself at home. The next thing I knew, all my stuff was on the front lawn, and he was saying he didn't want to see me again. I guess when he told me to make myself at home, that didn't mean that I could cook cocaine on his stove. So, I knew this guy who straight out of high school started piling up debt after debt through bad investments, loans, just generally being unemployed. Until one day he brought it up to 300 grand in debt. Then miraculously, he was able to clear his entire debt through one method that anyone can do to clear a large amount of debt at once. He hung himself. I used to go to school out in Chicago, and I was broke, so I would just shoplift from the local grocery store daily. This was a grocery store with a liquor department. One day it was lunch, and I was just going to go up to the deli, grab one of those chicken finger meals that's ready-made, throw it in my bag, and walk out the door. So I did that, but as I was going up to the door, a security guard detained me. He's like, you know, the whole spiel, what's in your bag, whatever. And he eventually let me go, because that's all he had taken. The whole time I was detained, all I could think was, thank God he didn't catch me yesterday when I had $200 worth of liquor in my bag. If Terry Schiavo was still alive with the feeding tube in for this past Christmas, I thought of the best gift to give her. A facelift. My mother used to get a lot of nosebleeds, and she thought just as I'm an intellectual, I would know how to cure them. So I thought about it for a while, and I eventually found a method that completely cured her nosebleeds. I shot her in the head. It was one of my ex-girlfriend's birthdays last week, and we still talk. I wanted to give her a gift that would make her never forget me and that she'd always have with her. So I decided to give her herpes. A few weeks ago, I played Candyland and lost. And by played Candyland, I mean I was high on coke. And by lost, I mean I had a seizure and woke up in the hospital. I have a friend who recently lost the love of his life. Killed him inside. He used to cry all the time. So he was someone who didn't use drugs. But eventually, he found the strength to get over the pain. And he's actually very happy now because he started cutting himself. I used to get suspended a lot in high school. My father would always be very angry, and I could always just see a look of disappointment in his eyes. and after, he would go for a drive just to cool off. I hope he comes back soon. I think anti-weed commercials are pathetic. If you really want kids to not smoke weed, here's a great idea for an anti-weed commercial. Average American John Wayne Gacy used to smoke weed daily. And then one day he was arrested for having the bodies of 33 teenage boys in the crawl space under his house. Do you want to wake up one day with the bodies of 33 teenagers in the crawl space under your house? Don't smoke weed. I'm Rich DuPont. Thank you.